actually redo this exercise because I haven't done it for a long time and I thought it might be worth it to try to give it another look. We're going to be writing homework doing on basing it on equation of a line stuff. So nothing that's new, but find an equation of the line that has a slope of 8, negative 8, so m is equal to negative 8, and a y-intercept of 9. And remember the y-intercept is b, y equals mx plus b. So we just have to fill this in. This is really not a big one. Y equals negative 8x plus 9 is our equation, and that's what gets written into the box here. So let me get rid of this tool thing because I don't like it. Negative 8x plus 9 should be about to do it. Submit, and we got that right. So that's all we really need to do with this. We just need to keep going and hit the second question, do the same thing, and just knock it out. Number 2. Okay, we have to look at this graph. Graph that equation, negative 4/3 x plus 2. Alright, so we know the y-intercept is 2, and we know that it's going to have a slope of down 4 and over 3. So what I recommend is that, first of all, you go to the bottom, select the right type of line graph you need, and then follow the slope direction. So I'm going to go down by 4, 2, 3, 4, and over by 3. And that's pretty much it. We just submit. And we got that one right again. Right? Because again, these are easy to do. Number 3, there's 8 questions here. Okay. They want to know, what is this equation? Well, we're going to do kind of what we did before, but backwards. We know that the y-intercept is going to be a plus 4, and we know the slope is positive. We just have to go find those perfect corners. In this case, it looks like up 1 over 1, so your slope is 1. That would give you an equation of y is equal to lowercase y is equal to 1x plus 4 was our y-intercept, and that should do it. It probably doesn't even need the 1. It probably can just take the x because it's already understood that that's a 1 there, and it took it as well, so either one is going to be fine. Again, I hope you'll agree that this is easy. Number 4. Sketch a graph of y equals 2. Now remember what we did in class when we talked about that. We said give me any x value and then the y is always 2. So it's going to be a straight line graph, and it's going to be, say, x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2, x is equal to 3, y is equal to 2, x is equal to 4, y is equal, anything is equal to. You can see it's got a slope value of 0 because in actuality y equals 2 is actually, without actually coming out and saying it, y is equal to 0x plus 2, which means it has a 0 slope. And because it's 0, we don't really need it, which is why it contracts down to this form. So again, easy. I think that's not a problem. And let's see what else we have for number 5. Okay, number 5. Let me clear the page. Okay, this is the opposite thing. This is the one where x is equal to negative 6, for example. X is equal to negative 6 and y is equal to, say, 1. X is equal to negative 6, y is equal to 2. X is always going to be equal to negative 6, and that's actually the equation. X is equal to negative 6 is our equation. So when it's perfectly vertical, there is no y component, just the x equals negative 6. And we got that right. I'm going to show you the green screen to prove that. Number 6, question 6. What do we know about this question? We know that the slope is equal to 2. Alright, so slope is equal to 2, and it passes through negative 1, 5. This calls for the point slope equation. The reason it calls for that is because we have a point and we have a slope. That's why they call it that. Remember, the structure of that equation is y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. X and y are the placeholders that are part of the equation, and x1 and y1 are the actual points that we're discussing. So in this case, y1 is 5. So y minus 5 is equal to 2 parentheses x minus a negative 1, but that converts to an x plus 1. Alright, because x minus negative 1, you remember, keep, flip, change, it gives you x plus 1. And then we distribute. So y minus 5 is equal to 2x plus 2. And now we're going to add 5 to both sides to get the final equation. Y is equal to 2x plus 7. And it wants it in that form. So you want to give it to it in the form that it's asking you for, just to avoid any complications. Y equals 2x plus 7. Oops, now you notice I have the y equals there. Wasn't necessary because it already put the y equals in there. So if you get it wrong, it's probably that's what's going on. Okay, we're going to submit. I already know we got that right, no big deal. Number 7 is what? Number 7 is find the equation, again in terms of x, of the line passing through points -1, 3, 3, 0. Alright, so this is kind of like a combination dealie. We have to do we have to do, where'd it go? Where did it go? Oh, okay, hang on. I need to do a little editing after this is over, I guess. Where is my limb? Okay. We have to do a little bit of editing in this case because we have to do slopes first and then we have to do equations second. We have to find the slope first. And I'm going to do that method I told you about before, which is -1, 3, and then 3, 0, like we did before. And then I know that to go from 3 to 0 subtracts 3 to get that. And to get from -1 to +3, I have to add 4. So my slope is going to be equal to -3 over 4. And once I have that, I can go in and do the equation. And I'm going to use the same thing. You can actually do another format. It just occurred to me. Y minus y1 I do prefer. But you can do another way, which I'm going to show it to you. X minus x1. And then we just fill in the blanks. So y minus, and we have to pick one of these two data points. And I also prefer using the ones with 0 because it just makes it easy. Because in this case, y minus 0 is what we put here. There's going to be -3/4 x minus 3. Do a little distribution. I'm going to get rid of the y right away. Y is equal to -3/4 x. And then -3 times -3 will be a +9. And it's going to have a denominator of 4. So that's one way of doing it. I actually was going to show you a different way, but I don't think it's as good. So I don't want to show it to you. A short way of telling you it would have been using y equals mx plus b and fill in the y, fill in x. And again, from one of the data pairs, you have your slope. Solve for b, you're going to get b equals something, and then you just fill the whole thing in. I like this one better because it gets you the solution right away. So we're going to put that in exactly the way we see it here, and it should be right. So -3 over 4 x plus 9 over 4. And if you're not sure if your formatting is correct, you should just make sure to look at it on the right hand side, and I don't see any kind of warning message, so it feels like it's in the correct format. We're going to hit, and we got that right. The last one in this particular unit. Find the equation of the line again that passes through something, and we're going to take care of the whole thing. So we're going to go through points 5, 3, and 2, 10. We don't have the luxury of picking the 0 point because there is no 0 point in this case, so we're going to go the longer way around. 3 plus 7 is equal to 10, and 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. So the slope is a +7 over a -3, or in general terms, -7 over 3. Now we can do it. Let's pick a point. Let's pick 10 and 2 and 10. Y minus 10 is equal to -7 over 3 parentheses x minus 2. And looks like everything's in order. Let's go for it. Y minus 10 is equal to -7/3 x. This is going to become a 14 over 3. Remember fractions? Multiply top with top, bottom with bottom. So 14 over 3. But then we're going to have to add 10 to both sides, right? So another way of saying 10, expressing 10 with the denominator 3, 10 over 1, if you multiply it by 3 over 3, will give you equivalent form that we can use, 30 over 3, which is what I'm going to put in here. And the reason I have to do that is because I have to combine these into one. That's going to give me y is equal to negative 7/3 x plus 44/3. It looks demented, but looks like that's the right equation to put in. So we're going to do it. Now remember that if you had picked the other point, 5,3, it still would have worked. So just FYI. Y is equal to, no, don't need, do I need the y? I do. Okay. Y is equal to, I do not need to simplify. Oh, okay. That would have made my life much easier if I had read that. I'll tell you why in a second. Now in second over 3, negative sign, right? Negative 7/3 x plus 44/3. It didn't want me to go through all that trouble. It was saying it, and I didn't read the question. That would have saved me the problem of having to do it. Oh, sorry, submit. And we got it right. But I do want to show you what they meant. I could have just given them this part here on top here, and it would have accepted this, it looks like. So I'm going to verify that right now by putting it in. Let me check what the preview says. The preview says it would have taken it, yeah, in that format. All right, so it could have taken y minus 3. Look at the first data point is equal to negative 7/3 parentheses x minus 5. That's where that equation comes from. If I had submitted it, it would have been correct again. But also, I could have used y minus 10 instead of the 3. So I'm going to put that in just to verify that that would have worked. And I'll put the 2 here and hit submit. And you'll see that it takes it no matter which of the 3 forms we gave it. But this was really important, and it could have saved us a lot of time if we had seen that. We did not need to simplify. We could have just left it in that parenthetical form, point slope form, and it would have accepted it. Alright, so I guess that's the end of this particular unit, and I think you'll agree that it's really not that hard. So we'll move on to the next assignment after this.